Welcome back to the HP Show, and in this video we are going to be talking about the JD Vance versus Tim Walz vice presidential debate. So let's get right into it. Okay, so the entire debate was very interesting to watch. I will leave a link down in the description if you were unable to watch it or if you wanted to go ahead and rewatch it. But I did pick out two moments that I will be talking about in this video that stood out to me, and I just wanted to come on here and express myself on it, give my opinion on it, and then if you think differently or if you agree with me, leave a comment down below and we'll just talk about it. So the first video was JD Vance's mic being cut off.
It's something that Kamala Harris created.
Gentlemen, the audience can't hear you because your mics are cut.
During a fact check on immigration. In my opinion, this is the moment where JD Vance really won the entire debate. Even though the debate of itself has more to do with the things that were being said by both parties, this moment right here just proves to you there is some bias that we have going on when it comes to these debates, and it also proves to you the type of candidate that JD Vance is, and I will explain that just in a moment. But first, let's watch this video.
Governor, and just to clarify for our viewers, Springfield, Ohio does have a large number of Haitian migrants who have legal status, temporary protected status.
Well, Margaret, but
thank you, Senator. We have so much to get to.
Margaret, I think it's important because
we're going to turn out of the economy. Thank you.
Margaret, the rules were that you guys weren't going to fact check, and since you're fact checking me, I think it's important to say what's actually going on. So there's an application called the CBP One app, where you can go on as an illegal migrant, apply for asylum or apply for parole, and be granted legal status at the wave of a Kamala Harris open border wand. That is not a person coming in, applying for a green card and waiting for 10 years. That is the facilitation of illegal immigration, Margaret, by
Thank you, Senator, for describing the legal process. We have so much to get to, Senator.
Those laws have been on the books since 1990.
Thank you, gentlemen.
The CBP One app has not been on the books
since 1990. It's something that
right there.
Gentlemen, the audience can't hear you because your mics are cut. We have so much we want to get to. Thank you for explaining the legal process.
So that right there, let me explain something real quick. The agreement to this debate, there were a set of rules that were established prior to this debate that both parties agreed on. One of those rules were the moderators were not going to fact check nobody. The moderators were not supposed to correct Tim Walz or JD Vance. However, they broke those rules there by trying to give a little input on the immigration topic that they were talking about, and then they wanted to move on from it. They thought they were going to get away with that, but JD Vance said, no. If you want to fact check me, I'm going to fact check you, and then proceeded to give his explanation, and it was just perfect. I think this was a very good highlight for JD Vance during this debate because it just showed multiple things. One, usually when a candidate is presented with such situation, they'll either get flustered, they'll get defensive, they'll get upset, but JD Vance kept it respectful, charismatic, and he kept it stern. He still got his point across regardless of the moderators trying to speak over him, cut him off, and then ultimately cutting his mic off. So I think this was a big win for JD Vance. The second video we are going to watch is Tim Walz's response to a question that was asked, but he never answered the question, primarily because he lied, right? He lied at the beginning, and then he just didn't want to own up to it, so he gave us a bunch of word salad. But I'll go ahead and play that second video now.
Governor Walz, you said you were in Hong Kong during the deadly Tiananmen Square protests in the spring of 1989.
He said he was in Hong Kong in the spring of 1989.
But Minnesota Public Radio and other media outlets are reporting that you actually didn't travel to Asia until August of that year. Can you explain that discrepancy?
Yeah, well, and to the folks out there who didn't get at the top of this, look, I grew up in small rural Nebraska, town of 400, town that you rode your bike with your buddies till the streetlights come on, and I'm proud of that service. I joined the National Guard at 17, worked on family farms, and then I used the GI Bill to become a teacher, passionate about it, a young teacher. My first year out, I got the opportunity in the summer of '89 to travel to China. 35 years ago, be able to do that. I came back home and then started a program to take young people there. We would take basketball teams, we would take baseball teams, we would take dancers, and we would go back and forth to China. The issue for that was to try and learn. Now, look, my community knows who I am. They saw where I was at. Look, I will be the first to tell you, I have poured my heart into my community. I've tried to do the best I can.
Okay, I pause it for a second. Mind you, we are 1 minute and 10 seconds in from his response, and he has yet to answer the question. He even said, I grew up in a town that you rode your bike with your buddies till the street light came on, and I'm proud of that service. What are you talking about, bro? Okay, let's just...
But I've not been perfect, and I'm a knucklehead at times, but it's always been about that. Those same people elected me to Congress for 12 years. And in Congress, I was one of the most bipartisan people, working on things like farm bills that we got done, working on veterans benefits. And then the people of Minnesota were able to elect me to governor twice. So look, my commitment has been from the beginning to make sure that I'm there for the people, to make sure that I get this right. I will say more than anything, many times I will talk a lot, I will get caught up in the rhetoric, but being there, the impact it made, the difference it made in my life, I learned a lot about China.
Time out. We are 1 minute and 48 seconds in, and he's just talking nonsense. He's giving us his life story. Bro, answer the question. She asked you a basic question. All you have to say is, okay, I lied about that, or that's not what I meant, or whatever, however you want to word it. Now, the best and honest way to word it would be that you lied about it and then just own up to it, and we move on. But instead, telling us that you grew up in a town of 400 and you rode your bike with your buddies till the streetlights came on and you're proud of that service. Okay, brother, like, what are we talking about here? Okay, but let's just continue, because it gets better.
I hear the critiques of this. I would make the case that Donald Trump should have come on one of those trips with us. I guarantee you he wouldn't be praising Xi Jinping about COVID, and I guarantee you he wouldn't start a trade war that he ends up losing. So this is about trying to understand the world. It's about trying to do the best you can for your community, and then it's putting yourself out there and letting your folks understand what it is. My commitment, whether it be through teaching, which I was good at, or whether it was being a good soldier or was being a good member of Congress, those are the things that I think are the values that people care about.
Governor, just to follow up on that, the question was, can you explain the discrepancy?
Perfect. Beautiful. The moderators basically heard everything he said and said, okay, cool story, bro, but the question was this. And I honestly think this was a bad moment for Tim Walz, and at least a recovery moment from the moderators after trying to fact check and then cut JD Vance's mic off. So although it was unacceptable to do that to begin with, I think they were at least bold enough to ask him the question and not just let him run with that word salad answer he just gave us.
All I said on this was I got there that summer and misspoke on this. So I will just, that's what I've said. So I was in Hong Kong and China during the democracy protests went in. And from that, I learned a lot of what needed to be in governance.
Thanks for watching.
Did you see how nervous and how unsteady he was answering that question? He just looked like a puppy. But honestly, I can't really blame the guy. No one wants to get up in public, especially when you know you're being broadcasted on television, and say, I lied. That's not what happened. This is what happened. It's a bad look, but people that are open-minded can see that. They can at least see that you are being honest and that you are taking accountability for something you said that wasn't true. But he just gave us a whole bunch of nothing and then had to be asked the question again, and then he said he misspoke. Like, okay, bro. Jesus Christ. Anyways, those were the two main clips I wanted to play. I did have some thoughts I wanted to share with you guys. So I'm a fan of Trump and I'm a fan of JD Vance. I think JD Vance is a good runner-up for Donald Trump. I will say this though, and I'm gonna make a different video on this. At first, in the beginning of the year, I thought maybe Vivek Ramaswamy would have been a good fit. Okay, he's very intelligent. He knows what he's talking about. He doesn't take any of the excuses that the left makes. He uses common sense sense. He's very knowledgeable. He's very stern as well. And I really liked him as a runner-up. But Donald Trump picked JD Vance. Even though they had their differences in the past, I think that they make a very good duo now. Especially because I think that Trump, he's more aggressive and cold and intimidating when it comes to speaking and politics. I think JD Vance is more charismatic, more calmer, but still remains stern. And I think those are very two good types to have working together. It's like the yin and the yang. Donald Trump's weaknesses are JD Vance's strengths, and JD Vance's weaknesses are Donald Trump's strengths. So they feed off of each other and they work really well. So I think they're a really good team. I do think that Tim Walz was a mess during this debate. I think he was scared. I think for the most part he wasn't confident, he wasn't ready, and that's just my opinion on it. If you think differently, leave a comment down below and watch my first video, because I talked about what you should expect from this channel and who am I voting for, Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris. So if you watch this video, you already know who I'm voting for, but I give a brief explanation about the border and about people that are brown like me, Hispanic, Latinos. Just check that video out if you're interested. But yeah. And again, if you found this video interesting, if you found any value in this video, please leave a like, subscribe, share this video, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you.